Good morning, everybody. It's snow. It's winter. Oh my gosh, we've had the most gorgeous year if you live in Florida, and I love it. And I am here today. I'm Gabby with my pals, Bill St. John, John Hinman. We sort of call ourselves the Gastronauts, and we go out on Monday nights, some old places, some new, just fun. And as we start, if people want to comment and send us names for places to go this year, of course, we would love it. But because we run out of ideas. And remember, it's Monday night when things are closed. However, we thought we'd reminisce at the end of the year, which is really the beginning of 26. Morning, guys.
Hey, Gay.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, what are we up to?
You're in charge.
No, I'm not. I give up at this point. Okay, you want to talk a little bit about the idea of the restaurants and the things, Bill?
One thing.
You have a background, so let's say that.
Well, as I understand it, one of the things that you guys started doing is going to restaurants that were 20 years or older in the Denver area and seeing how they've come along. And I kind of hitched onto that wagon. But we also have been trying new places that you mostly have found or want to go to. So and I hitched onto that wagon as well. So there's just a list of at least 20, 25 restaurants that we've been to as the three of us during the last year to check out on Monday nights. And we've had some favorites and we've had some duds and some also just okays. And that's what we were here to talk about, like what maybe our favorites were and what the duds were. So go ahead.
No, okay. Let me ask each of you, when you all go or when we go, in your mind, because I think we all are different, what makes you decide whether it's a yay, I want to come back, or a dud?
John.
Oh, for me, I'm the simplest eater of the three, I think. I'm the kid of the group, so I'm always looking at the easy stuff. But for me, is it worth my money? And am I going to come back here again? And that's what it's down to, because, these Mondays to me are more about hanging out with you guys. So, and I think that's, this might not be popular, but we put all this emphasis on restaurants and what we're serving and what we're doing. And we got to remember, I think a lot of times the customer is coming there to see the other person and enjoy the food along with it. So, I'm about the community part of it, and one of the things I'm always looking for is, can I hear you two? And, and can I be heard, because there's always this great conversation that is our meal, is the reason that we meet every Monday. And that's why I like to show up, the best part. So
that's cool.
For me, that's what I like to judge things on.
Bill, you?
Well, I echo that. That's really kind of you, John, actually, to say it that way. But my emphasis in terms of my favorites, I've noted a lot of comments on this list that you generated for us of the restaurants that we did go to. I pay a lot of attention mostly to the food. In terms of whether I would go back or not. Service and atmosphere are important, but I really pay quite a bit of attention to the quality of the food and the cooking. And I don't know that helps our conversations if it's really good or not, but it's something that we do talk about as we go through the meal. But we are also going over the last week's events in our lives, and bad food kind of spoils that conversation. So so.
But and in this day and age, right now, unfortunately, everything is more expensive and we know it. So is it worth the money? It's all going to be more. In some places, you don't care because it's either that good or even just that much fun. I mean, talk about start. Give me a couple of the places. I mean, you have the list in front of you too. You want to start with a couple of...
I'd like to make one more
Okay.
note too, is that, back in the 90s, early 2000s, Bill was kind enough to take me on a few restaurant reviews with him when he was with the Denver Post and Microsoft. So, I really got a chance to see how how the restaurants were judged professionally. And at that time, Bill was allowed to go to the restaurant 3 times and really make a great assessment of everything. And nowadays, that has really changed. I think that, you know, with the rise of Instagram and the influencers and everything, and how that whole thing is dynamic has shifted. And I think that's a really neat point of view, because it seems like, you know, if we knew when I was in the restaurants that Bill or Gabby was coming, you know, we would figure it out and everything would be in order and da 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 da. Now we're showing up and really incognito, and it's really fun
because nobody
to
gets
get to do it
who
this
we
way.
are.
Yeah, you know, do we have 10,000 followers? No. Okay, here's some spaghetti.
Right.
You know?
Well,
That's good.
I can sort of start with one, and then you guys pick a couple and take it. Like El Taco de Mexico is a really old place, no ambiance, blah, 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 and great Mexican food. It is what it is. You serve yourself. They don't care. If you need a spoon, you have to go get it, you know, but the food is great and it's really fun. And then if you take another Mexican place that we loved El Taco de Mexico, and I think we all did. I did. Another is La Diablo. I thought that was one of the best meals we've had.
Yep.
Is that I mean, I'm just looking at the list here. And that one was sort of a surprise. I didn't know what I was getting there. And I had no clue that I was getting fabulous food made really well, according to my taste, which is, I'm not the great critic, but for me, it
Yeah.
was
We all cleaned our
perfect.
plates that night.
Yeah,
We
it
all
was
cleaned our plates, our bowls.
Our bowls, yep.
One thing I
Okay.
think that we do now is we really rate the experience, and the experience has a lot to do with the food, but also with all those other things that we um, sort of rate, which has to do with ambiance and service and the experience we have with each other and with the interaction we have with the staff that's at a
right.
restaurant. Um,
Yeah.
and that was really cool at El Diablo. Well, one place that wasn't on the list that I remembered at the last minute was Teo Cali Cocina, which I thought was a really fantastic meal, actually, and ranks up there with one of my top three in the year 2025. Another Mexican place, or at least a Latin place, and
Oh gosh.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Those
great.
chicken enchiladas that I got with the half mole and the half white sauce. Oh, I
Yeah,
love those.
yeah,
Oh,
In that.
I think that's one of the best. It's new,
It's
right.
new, but they've been around for a while. New to Denver. But
right?
you know,
But I would say that's tops on any list. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really, and it has not, interestingly enough, gotten the publicity that all the other Mexican restaurants have got.
Yeah, you know, that's interesting that you say that.
Well, I just thought of it as we're
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, but it's an interesting fact. Um, we did go to quite a few Mexican places, and that was kind of nice to see on the list that there were. Um,
We
De
went to,
Corazon, El Taco de Mexico, La Diabla, and Teocalli. I thought those were four. You know, if that's 4 out of 25, that's up there in terms of the percentage of restaurants that we went to that were of that class or style.
and right now the Mexican chefs
Oh,
are
they're just doing great.
right,
yeah.
and Tio Colli, they just keep sort of putting in the back. I mean, well, as far as PR, I see someplace.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have-
We also went to that place on oh gosh, Blake Street. I really love it. Starts with an S. Uh anyways, it's on Blake and 16th, or maybe it's on Market. It's Blake. Anyways, used to be the old Two Sisters grocery store. That's going way back.
Okay, I'm not with you. Neither's Bill, I don't think.
I forget that. I'm sorry.
We went that one night with a woman that kept whacking your arm.
Oh, that was De Corazon,
The cortisone, yeah.
De Corazon, yeah.
which is very good. Yes,
Their mole is great.
Yeah.
right. Absolutely. So
And I like how all the Hispanic restaurants are breaking out. It's like, hey, we're not going to get Mexican food anymore. We're going to get Mexican food from Oaxaca. We're going to get Mexican food from here. We're going to, you know, it's starting to break up regionally.
Yeah, that's cool.
and the new young chefs are fabulous. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, kudos to Johnny Curiel and Michael Leone and to all those, Manny Barella. They're all great, and good that we have more coming into our culture. That's really, really fun. But okay, Bill, do you want to go from there?
Well, I think it'd be cool if we talked about our top three of the whole year. And
Okay.
it's interesting. And in my top three, there are two out of three are Mexican.
Mine
Um,
would be too.
La Diabla, Teocalli as are the two, and also John didn't go; he wasn't available that day. But Misaki was to me a fabulous
I
experience
agree. I agree.
at the
And
Stanley
there's
Marketplace.
and that's another totally underrated place.
Yeah,
Well, it's not underrated. It's not given the publicity it deserves.
I don't often read about it exactly. Right.
Do you want to explain some of the stuff you liked? I think Masaki's fab.
Well, Misaki, one thing that really impressed me was the design of the food. It's plated beautifully, the sushis and the sashimis. It's a boisterous atmosphere. It's right in the middle of a marketplace, kind of food court almost.
Yeah.
But the design of the plates is really striking and playful even, and really kind of neat to see. It pleases the eye before it pleases the stomach.
And what pleased me for me was the quality of the fish.
Absolutely fresh. I was talking with people last night about I consider DIA to be a harbor. We get stuff here that's so fresh, it's almost like landing it on the off the boat on the coast. So that explains a lot of the freshness and the quality of the fish in this town. Sushi restaurants or fish restaurants are really having a renaissance now because of that, because of the proximity they have to DIA.
Right. Well, Robert is there every day. That's the owner there. But I don't hesitate to eat raw fish at Misaki.
Nope.
Hinman, give us a couple of your favorites, and then we can talk about some of the different kinds of restaurants we've gone to.
Well, I have an all-time favorite that doesn't count on my list, so it does, but it's like my all-time quarterback, and that's my brother's bar. And,
Right.
You can find me there every Saturday night, sometime between 7:30 and 9:30. I go down and get my burger and my onion rings, and I just love the atmosphere there. I love the staff there. I love sitting there and watching the people come and go. I love how my burger comes all wrapped in, there's no plates, which makes it fun. And just when you walk in and you get hit with that smell of onion rings and you hear the sizzle of the burgers on the grill, it's like a John Prine song in some ways.
That's cool.
So for me, that's like my all-time quarterback. If I had to list my top three, I'm going to go with El Diablo as well. That was awesome.
There we have unanimous.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's a unanimous vote.
And we just started talking about it now.
And then Boychek, I always like Boychek. I love that light Mediterranean style food and their options of hummuses and the chicken shawarma is just delicious, and you can eat it for 2 days. So that hits my value check. And my last one is the Bullenbush, an old Denver classic. But like we went there and I love that there's carpet on the floor. I love that we read the menu and I was like, holy mackerel, a baked potato. I haven't seen one of these in forever. And it's delicious. It's not just this baked potato rock. It was like, oh, so good. And the servers were always great to us there. And I really, really enjoyed that.
Okay. And a side story. We went, Bill, you didn't go, with a guy who owns a pretty big steakhouse in town, who ordered fried chicken, said it was the best dish he ever had.
Huh.
And they have 4,000 or 5,000 bottles of wine on the wine list. It's at Shanahan's. And he said to the waitress, I'd like wine. She says, red or white?
Yeah.
He said, white. Oh, well, we have a Chardonnay and a Pinot, blah, blah, blah. Had a ball, the baked potato, the food. It's just 56 years of fun.
Yeah.
And I we're talking about those. I can't even pick. Well, I do pick El Diablo as well. But when you talk like even Italian, Gaetano's is 73 years old. They do big red sauce. It's great fun. Marco's coal-fired pizza, I thought was delicious downtown. And that's been there 25 years.
That
And
lasagna.
yeah, and you didn't have it. I had rollatini one night there that was out of this world. And, I mean, we went to Spontino and Caperta and White Pie, but I think the other two were more fun, if I get down to them. And we've been to Pete's Kitchen. I mean, tell people we don't go to just fancy places.
No.
Right. No, sure.
So, it makes for a fun. Oh, another place that is not, well, it does very well, but Brothers Barbecue is another
I
place.
love that stuff. Great barbecue.
Yeah. I mean, we've had a couple of duds.
I would like to talk about those duds. I mean,
I'm happy to talk.
All
about
right.
it.
I've been a Denver native for 75 years. I've been to Bastion's restaurant dozens of times and have had some interesting meals at there. But this was just an awful experience when we went there. I was really disappointed. And
if I had to pick my least favorite restaurant of the year experience, it would have been that night.
yeah, that was really let down, which is sad for me as a native.
Well, because you remember the sugar steak from when we were young.
I remember the good experiences
Yeah.
that I had there.
No, I
At
was.
Bastions.
Yeah. It was
And
just sad.
And the other restaurant that I thought for me, and we have not discussed this, people who are listening or watching, was I thought Jerusalem was very disappointing.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing. And the Jack's at Glendale was too, but may it
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Right. That's true. It wasn't our fault.
That's right. No,
Oh,
we did
yeah.
not.
Jerusalem was a letdown for me too, because I went to DU and I used to eat there all the time. I lived on Jerusalem for a long time. And when we hit that, I was expecting some fun memory to come back, and it was like, ugh, and the flies.
Well, no, it was just not great. But yet you go to a place like Steuben's that's an old diner, and they always come through, and we went to the schoolhouse that everybody raves about.
Schoolyard.
Yeah, which was okay. I mean, I think it's a fabulous concept, and
It's a great concept and great space. The sweet potato fries were pretty good, though. Remember those?
Yeah, that was the best thing there.
Yeah, those were great.
But I don't know. It's interesting and just fun times. And I don't know where to go from here other than to say we reminisce. My other favorite, by the way, is Bill wasn't there, but Barolo Grill will always be on my favorite list of a place that and I mean, these are all old restaurants, still here, still doing well.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, I think we should say, is support your local restaurants, not just the big chains, and let's keep them in business.
And support the old timers, not just the newcomers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, are we wrapping up, or do we have anything to tell people?
Nothing serious to tell, but good luck for the coming years. Same for us as we go forward.
I want to make a pledge, and we'll see. I'm going to ask my 8-ball. Like when I don't know what to do, I got an 8-ball on my desk. So I want to make a pledge to try more Asian restaurants for me.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
Okay.
For Bill and I are thrilled.
Yeah.
Let's see what the 8-ball says. Don't count on it, but I want to expand my horizons. Everybody's always nabbing on me. Why don't you like pho? Why don't you like this? And a lot of it is just me thinking I don't like it before I try it. So that's going to be my New Year's resolution this year. So if I go home hungry, just make sure there's some General Chow's chicken around, and I'll be okay. But
all right, Johnny, we can do that.
I'm willing to try, get out and try some new stuff.
That's cool. That's cool.
And I'll try anything, anytime. So will Bill.
Oh yeah, Bill's the one that orders. Like, you're going to order what?
Yeah, right. Sometimes I make a mistake in that regard.
That's true, but fortunately, I've had enough dinner to share. In the meantime, if you have ideas for us to go to, send them. We'd love to try them. Maybe we could even have a group get together and support some of these restaurants sometime. It would be fun to see them all do well or keep doing well in this age. Please like and subscribe to the Gabb and see this on YouTube, on Gabb, the Gabb, Gabb/Gabby Gourmet. You'll see it on Instagram, on Facebook. Buy a Hinman pie, whatever else you do.
Yes, 'tis the season.
They are fabulous. Are we getting ready for Valentine's Day and all that?
Yep, and we have sweet pies and savory pies. I mean, if you want to feed your family, we got our chicken pot pies. I know Bill goes to pick them up at Clark's Market in Lowry. So if you're looking for something warm, especially on a night like tonight, we finally got some snow. Hooray. Go pick up a Hinman pie, please.
Okay.
They're best. They're the best.
Yes, they are. I got to get out of here or we won't get it up.
All right.
Good luck. Love you all. Happy night 2026.
Here's to 2026.
2026.
Bye.